or how do you process that result?
Look, I just felt like we lacked composure for different times throughout the game. Right now, our best has been pretty good, but we just seem to be straying from us more than we'd like. And it's giving little pockets of windows for an opposition to walk through a little bit. We're inviting them into the game, and that's probably not giving enough credit to the opposition, because you've still got to show up and you've still got to be able to get that done. So I'd like to think they know I appreciate that it does take an opposition to be able to step up. But second quarter we give 2 D50 stoppage goals against. Just the detail of that, and just being able to stick on what we do and our method and how we want to defend that part of the ground. And in the third quarter, just enabling their marks and getting territory really easy on the ground. So we weren't able to take that off them, but probably through the third quarter, I just felt like we sort of, inside 50 entry was off, and we fueled their game and invited them back in. And then the last quarter, you don't have the composure. Then go away 8 free kicks in the last quarter. It's just got to get better. So the consistency of what we need to be able to play at is clearly not where we want it. Really confident in the manner, in the way we play, and I could spend a lot of time on the numbers, but it's not going to matter, because the numbers actually stack up okay. But it's these small moments that it's enabling an opposition to be able to get back into the game. And it's been on our boot, and we haven't been able to finish the deal, so we're going to have to own that.
Particularly worrying that's the third game in a row where the composure's been an issue in that final quarter.
Yeah, it's been, and yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So we've got to find a way through that. And so we'll go back, have a look at it. Like some people will actually say, how are you running out games? Well, maybe that's part of it. I think we should factor that in, because if we probably had some better moments there to be able to control the ball, we would have sort of probably found ourselves on a different side of the ledger. But that's something we're going to have to go and have a bit of a look at and sort of see whether we can, in the fourth quarter, just do that a little bit better.
What is your theory on what's going on in second halves? Because I know you were asked about it last week.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You sort of said it's not about running out games, but 9 goals to 2, 8 goals to 2, 8 goals to 4 in the first three weeks, something like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's been a bit of efficiency. Like there's a lot of points attached to that in the first part. But today, there are varying reasons. But ultimately, obviously the Bulldogs were able to step up their game, and they owned the ball a little bit more than we would have liked. And last quarter, we weren't able to finish out the way we wanted it to. So, we'll keep persistent through that and keep looking for those moments and how we get better. But a simple thing like just being able to give away 8 free kicks, that's not running capacity. It's just showing a bit of care in the contest. And you can get frustrated by it, but the reality is they're probably there without looking at them and in any sort of detail. If we don't accept it, then we won't get better. So we have to find ways to be able to do that.
Is it a panicking thing? Is it
no, I don't think that's that.
Thing?
No, well, I can't discount that when you get to the end of the game and you need to close it out, you've got to be all those things, don't you? So, but I guess all I can do is sort of look back at the vision and have a better look at it and see where the moments and show the moments where we could have done better, whether that's how we defended better or whether that was, what we needed to do with the ball in our hand.
How did you view your inside 50 efficiency tonight? It's been a bit of a sticky point so far. Are you seeing any overall improvement with lowering the inside 50 instead of blazing away?
Yeah, it did tonight. But as progressively as it went across the night, it sort of dropped off as well. So again, it's just the consistency of being able to reinforce the way we want to be able to play, and we had some great moments and ones we'd like back. So it's glaring of what we need to get better at. I guess what we're really conscious of is ensuring that while we're progressively trying to get better at that, is that we hold on to some of the other parts of the game that are holding up okay. You look at our contest work, you look at our clearance work, It's been really effective. How we've defended the ground, generally been pretty good. So it's about being able to put those fundamentals down strong, but also in the background just constantly work on some of the things we know we need to get better at.
How do you actually coach composure?
Oh, repetition. It's repetition. Trust in roles, consistency in the way you play. So there's a variety, staying connected to each other. So, you know, that's why we do rehearse and why we do training. And so we've just got to, it's an area that we've got to get better at, and it's up to me to be able to make sure we do something about it.
How does Paddy Cripps feeling physically out there? He got a bit of work done. Looks like he was struggling towards the back end there.
Yeah, I'd have to have the answer is I don't know, other than I saw what you saw. So, but he finished off the game. So, other than being a bit sore, I think he's fine.
What's the severity of Zach Williams? Looked like he grabbed it at an Achilles there.
Yeah, again, we'll investigate it, but we think it's a very, very minor calf. So, yeah, I think we've got to investigate that one a little bit further, but nothing major, no.
Did you take more caution given his history with soft tissue injuries?
Well, we thought we might put him back on, but that's the reason why he didn't go back on. Yeah.
The ball movement looked a lot better in the first quarter, but seemed to drop away. What do you put that down to?
I wish I had that answer right now as I'm sitting in front. So it's the time to sort of go back and probably look at it. I've probably given you as best a summary I possibly can at this point in time to, but we always look back at the vision and make sure we get the data and we get the right evidence, and then we put it in front of the players and we put a simple solution forward on it. So we've progressively seen it improve from the first week to the last. But again, I'll say you don't always get that on your terms either. So being able to play you for longer and do attention to detail, be better around contest at different times, know how to use the ball, defending critical moments. That's why the game is really demanding, because it includes all phases, and you've got to be consistently good at it.
Michael, your general view on being 0-3. I mean, you remember being at that open training session before the season, and you're sort of talking to the fans, it's going to be an exciting season ahead, and 3 rounds in, you were 7 goals up in round 1, and now you're without a win. Dug yourself as a whole. History suggests it's a long way back.
Well, I think for us, it's about, for me, it's in terms of the context of the season, we're at the start. So there's plenty of runway. But we've also got feedback to suggest that we've got to get better. And that we've got some real, I guess, parts of our game that are a bit more obvious than others. So that's what we'll do. And, from when you watch us play and you sort of see the better parts of our games and you see how we were able to play that, it's worth persisting with. But the message will be pretty simple from me. Make sure we get really clear on our roles. Continue to keep playing us, and at the right times we need to put composure in a game, then we'll keep coaching it.
Michael, you must have been encouraged by the games of Jack Silvani on his efforts on Aaron Norton to quell his influence throughout the course of the game, but also Brodie Kemp with his performance up forward, and also Lewis Young, who played that defensive role, really making it at times difficult for Rory Lobb.
Yeah, and that speaks into the parts that there's a lot of parts that are going well. There's individuals who are going very well. I'd say even Jacob with the role he had with Darcy, he persisted at that. But good players also keep showing up, which is what he did. So it's a credit to him as a young man. But there's plenty of parts and plenty of individuals to be able to sit here and acknowledge. So that we will highlight, and we will reinforce the individuals who are able to do that. But as we know, it takes a squad and it takes a team to be able to get the job done, and we need to do it more often. And we're falling short right now, and that's what we need to accept to be able to get better.
Former Blue Matt Kennedy, did you take much notice of his performance tonight?
Well, he's one of the other 22, 23 Bulldogs players.
Yeah.
So that's the way we look at it now.
Did you take much notice of him specifically?
No. I mean, other than being another player that we've got to try and beat. It's when you're out on a football field, there's mates off the field, and then you compete against as competitors. and so, you know, he's one of those particular players, and they get the win tonight. So he's obviously the happy one, and we're not.
Obviously, 0 and 3. How much do you now sort of throw out? Well, not throw out, but stick to your guns and grit your teeth and just say, you know, roll up our sleeves. And how much do you rechange things up a little bit and try some new things next week?
I think sometimes it's actually one of the questions you get through these periods of times. What do you need to change? You know what I actually find the hardest part is what do you need to continue to reinforce and keep doing and keep making consistent. Because the more change you make, it doesn't necessarily work out great. But at the same time, you've got to look for your adaptations. You've got to look at how you grow your game. You've got to look at where you can find the small bits of difference that can help us move forward. So we'll do that. We'll flip every rock we possibly can, but it won't come without a really consistent message and enough there to be able to suggest that we've got something to build on, but we've got some really clear things that we need to get after. So that part I find it's a bit simpler.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.